A Fox News alert, the town of al-Baghdadi falling into the hands of ISIS as the Iraqi army evaporates.
This as the terror group gains ground in Anbar province, some predicting a collapse of the area within hours. So what does the administration need to be doing to stop them? Let's ask Fox News military analyst, Lieutenant General Tom McInerney. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Anna.
So is this really a potential problem? I mean, could this actually happen in Anbar province, fall?
Yes, it could, and I believe we have a major problem at Al-Assad. I was there back in 2005. It's a huge air base, and we have been given a warning signal, and we must take some action.
What action do we need to take? The president asking for expanded power to go after ISIS, yet Democrats saying we don't want to know, writing a blank check. We don't know exactly. The president saying we don't need boots on the ground. We need air power. What do we do?
Well, here's what I would do, Clayton, because it's a very good question. First of all, let's remember, the Iraqi wing commander is in charge of the base, and he has out to the perimeter. Then his supporting Iraqi forces are outside that base, what we call outside the wire. I would put, for the U.S. military, I would put 24/7 air cover, combat air patrol, to include UAVs, armed UAVs like Reapers, over that airfield, and I would constantly survey that road from al-Baghdadi to al-Assad Air Base. I would continuously start attacking al-Baghdadi and the forces there, because the best defense is a good offense. And we do not have those assets. We have them available, but we're not using them. We really do not have an air campaign. We have airstrikes, and it doesn't even equal to pinpricks.
General, what's the end goal here? What do we want Iraq to look like? Do we want it to be administered by one government out of Baghdad? Do we want to break it into 3 separate countries? What are we trying to achieve?
Boy, Tucker, that is the $64 question. What I would like it to achieve is that you have a government that is friendly to the Kurds and the Sunnis, and one that brings them all together, a unity government. Whether we're going to be able to get it, if we can't get that, I mean, de facto right now, Iraq belongs to Iran. It became a proxy. Once we moved our forces out, our influence is waning. I would like to bring it back into that world that we knew the original Iraq that we took down. There is a very valid question that you asked, can we do that? That remains to be seen. I don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, we're playing whack-a-mole with ISIS right now. If you listen to Secretary of State John Kerry, we're winning against ISIS. By what metric, I'm not sure. And yet we, of course, saw what unfolded yesterday in Copenhagen. What can the administration, what should the administration be doing going after these radical Islamists around the world?
Well, first of all, Clayton, that's what they ought to call them. Identify them as radical Islam. That's the threat. Whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's ISIS, whether it's Ansar al-Sharia, Hamas, they're all Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, they're all the same. They're franchises, the same ideology. It comes from the Quran, the Hadith, the sayings of the Prophet, and Sharia law. We must tell them that telling them means telling where the ideology comes from, and that's Mecca and Medina. You must take this challenge on. You must control the radical Islamists. You must have Islam out these people, because we can't provide that ideological background that we need. Well, in the meantime, we can eliminate ISIS if we get a very aggressive air campaign.
Well said, General. We're up against a hard break. We always appreciate your thoughts. Thanks, General.